Welcome back to Run of Show. I'm Tanya, your host. Today I'm joined by Andy Entrekin with LegalShield. Andy is not only passionate about helping families and small businesses protect themselves with affordable legal services, he also is deeply connected to the local community. Each week he brings people together through his Vibe networking events, creating a space where entrepreneurs and professionals can connect, support one another, and grow. I'm excited to talk with Andy about community, business, and the impact of building strong relationships. And a special thank you to this season's title sponsor, Rafaela O'Reilly, Roxy, and her company, Crystal Soundstage Productions, your go-to for live sound, production support, and creating unforgettable experiences at your events. I appreciate you so much. Let's jump in.
Yeah, because what you've got going on is it's super growing, and I want to get into that.
Okay.
But first, I want to say thank you for being here today with me on the podcast. I really appreciate you taking. I know you're so busy. Like I said, you're moving and shaking. You're getting 2 or 3 rings this year. You're doing good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I've been excited.
I am excited because you are the man. You come up a lot in conversation. You do. Andy's the man. Andy knows everybody. One of the perfect example, they say, there was this guy called Andy. Do you know this guy who does this thing? Oh, absolutely. Here's his number. You just know.
Yeah, well, I didn't know anybody when I moved here 3 years ago.
Well, let's start with that. Let's start with, where are you from originally?
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. So we're just outside of Birmingham, in the suburbs. So I've got a big family up there. I'm one of 9.
One of 9
kids.
Oh my gosh.
So we have, some of us are all over the country now, but the majority are in Birmingham. So
where do you fit in that 9?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, not quite the baby, but get down there.
Not quite the baby, not quite the middle child, but
now your 2 younger siblings, are they both boys or girls?
I have 2 younger sisters and one,
so you're the
one
youngest
younger brother.
Oh, I was going to say, you're the youngest boy. No.
Yeah, I got one younger brother.
One younger brother. So he's the baby.
Mm-hmm. The baby boy. My little sister, Lacey's the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you say you were born and raised in Birmingham?
Born and raised there, stayed there. Moved out to the country for a couple of years. Out in the sticks.
The sticks.
And enjoyed that life, and then moved back to the city when I got married.
Yeah. So you're a country boy at heart, huh?
I do have I like to hunt, fish.
Yeah.
Camp.
Yeah.
I was in scouting growing up, so my dad had us camping out all the time and enjoying outdoor life and sports and stuff. So we were we were homeschooled, and so we had time to do a lot of extracurricular things.
Your mom, man.
I don't know how she did it.
Bless
She's
that
a saint.
woman. Yeah.
She is an angel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had 4, and they all went to school. I couldn't imagine homeschooling 9 kids.
My wife's homeschooling kids right now, and just with 4 in the house.
Wow.
4 or 5. 5 in the house.
Right.
One's a baby. But she's homeschooling 4 right now.
Right.
I don't know how she does it.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. But yeah, so we moved here kind of on a whim, had an opportunity to move to the beach. Why not? Yeah. Or at least close to it. I mean, if you're 20, 30, 15 minutes from the beach, you live at the beach, basically. Just not on the
absolutely.
beach.
Yeah.
So that was really what drew us here in the first place.
Why Pensacola specifically, not say Destin or Navarre?
Well, we were looking at Orange Beach, Alabama.
Okay.
And then my brother had an opportunity for us, and he reached out to me and wanted to see if we were interested in the Panhandle.
Okay.
And so we said yes and moved 10 days later.
10 days?
10 days later.
Oh, you were ready.
And we weren't completely ready. We just saw an opportunity and jumped. And it hadn't been the easiest transition, but if it wasn't for some of the stuff that I know we're going to talk about today, I don't know if I'd have made it.
Oh, gosh. Now, how long ago was that?
That was 3 years ago.
3 years
First year was super hard. New town, new faces, new people. There's a bunch of little small towns surrounding Pensacola. So I felt like a lot of people had small town syndrome, and the new guy in town, they want to vet out. They want to see if the person's going to stay or leave. And I feel like in some of the different industries, this is like a central location for if there's a storm. Right. For instance, there's been plenty of storms here, and then you have people come from out of town to do work, and they don't do good work, or they don't honor their warranties. They don't live here. They don't care, and it kind of puts people on the edge whenever there's new people in town. And I realized that I've got to build relationships and let the relationships build the business.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the idea started to start networking and start a networking event.
Yeah. Now, before we get into that, I want you to tell the story about how you met your wife. I heard you telling Neil on his podcast. I think it was, or it was, I don't know. I see you everywhere. Tell me that story about how you met her. I think that's great.
Yeah. So it was, if I and sometimes I forget details, so I'll share
the Cliff Notes version.
The Cliff Notes version is that, I had gone to visit my brother in California. I was single, didn't have very many responsibilities. Business was going, moving and shaking, and I was able to do, operate things from anywhere. And I love California on the coast where he lived. It was super nice. And I was like, man, I want to cancel my plane ticket. Like,
gosh.
And then I remembered, I was a part of a team that does that. It was like a worship team for church, for ministry purposes. It was this band that I was a part of and helped lead.
What was the name of the band?
So we never developed a name.
No?
Yeah, it was just a group. It was like a collective before the collective was a really popular thing to say.
Okay.
We just kind of called it the I can't, the band, the worship
band.
collective. And I love such a great season of life. Met some of my best friends in that, but we were asked to lead at a conference, and I had forgot that we have the conference coming up, so I can't stay in California. So I come back, and I there was a girl that one of my partners in the group had invited to come sing. Never met her before. Didn't saw the name on the list and was just trusting him because he was a really good singer, and so I know he's not going to have somebody come and sing with us that's not good. And she showed up from out of town for a sound check the day of, and as soon as she was checking her sound on this song that she was singing, I looked at my friend and drummer, and I was like, I'm going to marry her. I had no idea. Didn't even know her name.
Wow. Oh gosh.
But just felt her heart. I felt the Spirit of God inside of her. I could just tell that she was authentic and real. And that was one of the things that I was looking for as somebody that loves music and loves using my music abilities ultimately. And I like having fun and karaoke and the Christmas party and doing all that stuff. And I love singing. I love just music, and especially together.
What did you do in the band? Do you sing?
I sang and played guitar.
Okay.
But I wanted, if I was going to get married, I wanted my wife to have that same drive, that same desire to use those gifts to glorify God, whether we're in church or at an event, wherever we're using it. Ultimately, it's not for our glory, it's for God's, because it's a gift that He gave us. And so we want to make sure we're pointing people back to Him with it. And you can do that in many ways, not just in the church, but just using your talents for positive, for good. Right. And so I saw her heart. I fell in love.
Now, did she fall in love with you so quickly?
No, she tried to hook me up with her little sister.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, she was trying to hook me up with her little sister, and who's now my sister-in-law, and I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
But she thought that I was. She's the reason I have to grow this out, because I have a baby face underneath there. And she thought that I was 7 years younger than I actually was. Wow. 5 or 7 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I knew something. I didn't know. Right. I didn't know what was happening, but whenever she left to go back home to Georgia, I felt sick. I literally felt sick. Oh. And I was like, "What is going on, Andy? Snap out of it! What is going on?" And so I
and now you've been married for how long?
We've been married. Our 8-year anniversary.
8 years,
I believe. Okay. Oh, hope I get that right. Our 8-year anniversary is on March 4th.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I believe it's 8 years. Time's flying.
It's okay. It's okay. Guys, we give guys a hard time for not remembering those things. But, that's part of the fun, is giving you a hard time over not remembering those things.
Yeah. Oh, she gives me plenty of hard time about not remembering stuff. So it's all good. Just something else to add to it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're married, you're in Pensacola. And what did you do? What brought you here originally with work?
Well, originally, when with what I do now full time, it was a side hustle for me for like eight years. And I just fell in love with it. It was a service that I bought for my business and myself a decade ago that saved me from a huge problem that could have caused me to go out of business. You know, something somebody else did. You know, somebody T-boned one of my trucks. Their insurance company screwed us over for 3 months. The other driver filed a lawsuit against me, and just unfortunate circumstances. I found out the hard way that bad things happen around good people, and if good people don't have good resources and services and protection, then they could be taken advantage of by those folks. And I was in the middle of being taken advantage of, and I found out about a service through a friend that he actually told me about it 2 weeks before the accident, but I wasn't listening.
Right.
And I was like, man, I don't need that. You know, I'm not doing anything wrong, and I'm following the rules, and found out that even if you follow the rules, things can happen. And it's just better to have something in place and not need it than need it and not have it. So
that's insurance.
But I learned that the hard way, right? I said, no, not for me. 2 weeks later, accident. 4 months later, running out of money, getting sued. Don't know what to do. Sign up for that service. They saved me $20-something thousand in 10 days. And what happened then, that shift in my mind, what happened then was that I was going to tell everybody about that. And so I didn't know you had to get licensed in all the states and doing all the stuff, but I went back to my buddy who enrolled me, and I'm like, I'm going to bring you every landscaping company that I know. And he and I had been in business before in high school and in college. We helped each other with different landscape projects. So we always talked about how to help more people, how to make more money, stuff like that. So I went to him as a hustler, like, hey, this is something I'd be willing to put my name on. Like, I want to hustle. I want to help people, and hook me up. Like, what do I need to do? So I got licensed in just about every state, and started reaching out to people and seeing if educating people on what the service is and how it helps, and letting them know if they want it to reach out to me. And I'll be their agent.
You want to tell us what that service is?
Yeah, so it's a legal and identity protection plan. You know, PPLSI is a parent company. LegalShield and ID Shield are the two services. Legal protection plans for individuals, families, businesses. They're the employees of companies, commercial drivers, gun owners. Like, we invented the legal insurance model 54 years ago, and have just been perfecting it ever since. And there's other services out there, but we have a proprietary network of provider law firms in every state. So every member, whether it's a business or a individual or a family, has access to a whole law firm with dozens of attorneys per firm that specialize in every matter. It's almost like having health insurance. You go into the hospital and you don't think about how much it costs. You get the person in-house to help you out, and you pay a $30 copay. So we have millions of people that are paying a small monthly fee. The law firms get paid a lot, 6 to 7 figures per month, to provide these specific services to our members, depending on what category they subscribe to. And they never have to worry about unexpected legal fees or identity theft. I mean, stuff happens. And there might be some things that you still have to come out of pocket, but over 90%, really it's higher than that, but I don't want to fudge the percentage. But, you know, I think last year, over 98% of every one of our millions of inquiries for legal help was covered under the plan benefits. If it's not covered in plan benefits, it's 25% off the lowest, you know, hourly or retainer rate for that. It's just a better way.
Definitely.
Even if you know attorneys, you're friends with the attorney. My brother's a great attorney. All right, he's a great attorney. I love him, and I still reach out to him for different things now and then. But even if you have an attorney that you use for some stuff, that attorney's like a doctor. Do you really want to talk to a foot doctor about a heart problem? It's the same in the legal industry. So you might know a real estate attorney. So why would you? Yeah, I know an attorney who does real estate. Well, do you really want your real estate attorney representing you in traffic court? Or your buddy who's a business attorney helping you out with a personal matter? Or your friend or fraternity brother or whatever? They're going to have to justify to their partners or their firm why they have these hours that they didn't bill for. Do you want to be a liability to your friend's job? And so we're not competing with any other lawyers out there. I think we're collaborating. We're allowing people to still use them if they want to for those specific things, but for what they would pay for an hour or two of that attorney's time, they can have our services for themselves or their family for a year. For 12 months, for 2,080 hours.
If you think about it like insurance, you pay insurance all day, all year long. But then when you go to the doctor or you have some kind of hospitalization, you're glad you had that insurance. You're like, I didn't get sick at all this year. And then you broke a leg, and now you're like, oh, now it really comes into play. And I like what you said earlier too about people, bad things happen to good people.
All the time.
And you don't have the resources to challenge it. And so the bad guys win because you didn't have the ability to fight back.
I've got a situation right now going on with my family. We had there was probably a short season. And one of our sons, we've adopted. We've had custody of him for 4 years. We've been trying to adopt him, and that finally came through. And we saved thousands of dollars in 2025 and in January. Thousands of dollars for something I paid a couple $100 for the year.
Right.
I saved thousands of dollars in our adoption because I got the bill every month of what the law firm was doing for us.
Right.
And they showed the billable hours and what they did and the conversation and how long it lasted and blah, 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 what they filed. And then it showed the amount that I owed, and then it showed LegalShield discount and showed 0 because it was an uncontested adoption. Uncontested, if it's contested,
there's more that goes into it.
You get a discount. If it's uncontested, there's a waiting period, but then all that legal work's done for free. The only thing you come out of pocket for is if it's a contested in-court legal matter or a filing fee.
Right.
But anyway, so building a family here, fostering kids here. We have 6 kids in our house right now. And 2 of them are staying with us for a short period, and they're going to go back to my in-laws who have custody of them. But they're young girls, and they love us, and they want to hang out with us, and they want to hang out with the other kids. And so we have, been taking care of them for a little bit. But they come to visit. Of course, they love the beach.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's just good to have a break. Anyway, so we had to get a new vehicle after my wife was rear-ended. Her car got totaled. And so we purchased a vehicle from a local dealership that seemed to have a good reputation. And within 4 months, a $21,000 used nice vehicle needs a $14,000 engine.
Oh my gosh.
And then, wasn't expecting that, right? And regardless of how that situation came about, like, we did what we thought was our due diligence in the front end. We can only control what we can control. But, I had a warranty company that I bought on the vehicle because it was a used vehicle. I wanted to have a warranty, but they tried to deny the claim. So I tapped the app, sent in the contract, had a consultation for close to an hour with an attorney, breaking everything down for me, coming up with a plan to reach out to them and encourage them to cover the claim because of the specific verbiage in their contract. Stuff that I missed whenever I enrolled in the program. I didn't realize if the check engine light comes on and you're supposed to tow it to the repair facility and not drive. If it's still drivable, why would you not drive it to the repair facility?
These are the things that, as a common person,
because I have this service that cost me a couple $100 a year for my family. The warranty company is now paying $7,000 towards the $14,000 new engine. And now they're reviewing information about the contract with the dealership to see if the dealership will stand behind the vehicle that they sold us. Even though it was an as-is sale, there might still be a way to
you gotta
make that right.
Read the
and I hope they do make that right. Because
absolutely.
It's a bad idea to not stand behind your services, and I would never sell. Never mind. I'm not.
Right. You got to make it right. Well, that's the thing too. What Pensacola, I always say, there's not 6 degrees of separation. There's 2.
There's 2.
And, so
the last thing you want to do is do bad business.
Right. Yeah. You got to have good, because it gets around. It comes back.
It sure does. But what I get is peace of mind knowing that if there's something that can be done, we're going to find out about it. The attorneys are going to get to the bottom of it on my family's behalf, and I'm not having to pay them anything extra to do that.
Right.
It's something that is cheaper than our Disney Plus per month.
Oh my goodness.
So we're paying more for entertainment for 1 or 2 subscriptions than what our legal protection costs and our identity protection costs for our family.
That's a big thing.
Why would I not? Why would you not have something like that? And identity theft's the fastest growing crime in the world. Fraud and identity theft. It's the only crime where you're guilty until proven innocent.
Right. Because that's you.
This is your picture. This is your information. This is your social. This is your thumbprint. How do you prove it's not you?
Right.
And we're the only company that offers full service restoration for your identity inside of the protection. So all the other companies out there that you've seen, the advertisements, you've seen them on the bus with the social security numbers saying you can't steal I'm not going to throw any of them under the bus, but they're a smoke alarm. And when the smoke alarm goes off, you're supposed to put the fire out. With us, there's a smoke alarm that goes off just like theirs. And then you just make a phone call and file a police report and sign a document, and then we go and put out the fire for you and restore everything back to before the fire happened, just like it never happened, with a huge insurance policy connected to it. So enough about the services. Enough about the services. We can do a whole podcast about that. If you have questions about that, reach out to me. Reach out to Tanya. She'll connect us
with the information in the show
see if your business or family or yourself could benefit. So.
Now, going on from that, you are representative of the company now, and one of the things you have to do is you have to put on an event each month, right?
Yeah, I'm a regional manager for the Panhandle for Northwest Florida, and so there's different events that I do that are for agents to train and for the market to learn about and get educated on what we do. And in Birmingham, we had a weekly event that just told people about the services we provide, which was great. It works because it's a new concept. It's hard for you to understand. You kind of need to see something, hear something, read a PowerPoint, to really like understand the concept. Oh, I don't pay by the hour, I pay by the month. And I get 160 hours. How does that happen? How's that possible? Right. You have to like see it to believe it. So those events do work. We have them nationwide. But when I moved here, I didn't know anybody. So how was I supposed to get people to come out to that event? And then just this shift happened after listening to some Jim Rohn and some of my personal development audios. This shift happened where I realized that I need to stop thinking about what I needed to do in the marketplace and figure out what the marketplace needed. Right. And provide that. And provide that value. And one of my mentors told me to be a seeker and provider of value. And I kind of added the spin on it. If you're a seeker and provider of value, value will seek and provide for you. Yeah. So what is that? Well, for me, I love connecting good people to good people. And so instead of starting an event that was all about me, I started an event to make it about other local impact-driven professionals, people that want to make a difference, people that sell or they build or they own a business or whatever, or they network for their job. If they do something good and they care about it and they do a good job, I wanted them to all get in the same room to meet each other and network with each other and help more good people do more good inside a really good community like the one we live in. And so it started with me and the chips and salsa lady at a Mexican restaurant. Nobody showed up the first couple times. And it took it.
What made you keep going? If nobody showed up, we were like, wow, this is not the path. What made you like, let's
technically, it wasn't that nobody showed up. I picked some dates and promoted it and everybody was busy. Right. I still showed up. What? Because what if somebody showed up that I invited? But then I kind of stepped back for a second and just picked a date. And I know we're going to talk about events and stuff, but like you have to pick a date and time and place that you can commit to. Right. That I know for sure I can be there at this date, this time, every time. Right. And make it as convenient as possible for me to be there so that there's one common denominator, I'm there. And I know I can be there so there's no questions. It's like when you plan an event, a lot of people want to think about when other people are available. And that's not the way to do it. Like think when are you available? Right. When can you do it? When does it fit into your schedule? And then you book it and then you promote it.
I like hearing that.
A lot of people, yeah. Well, I had it backwards at first whenever I was trying to run events like that.
That's been my mentality with trying to get people up into this space. I'm like, when's the best time for people?
No, you just have to set the time that's best for you. Right. And then let the people know this is what you have available. Right. This is when I can fit you in.
It's a little bit easier that way, I think, because if you're trying to get a bunch of people together, it's like herding cats.
Well, it's easier for me to know my schedule. It's easier for you to know your schedule. Right. My wife and my family knows, and everybody that knows me now knows that Monday nights, they know where I'm going to be. Right, yep. And so if I missed your text or didn't call you back, which I try to do that every day, but you know that if it's Monday, I'm at that event. Yeah. And so it continued to grow, and we moved from one location to the next, and then our friends that own Bogey's Golf Suites allowed us to come and start meeting there whenever they opened up. And so we've been a faithful Monday night group that's been there, and we get to support another local business. So we were supporting we were coming on their slowest night. So I didn't have the money. I wasn't charging for the event. So how could all these places that I went to around Pensacola wanted me to pay to have the room. And I'm like, okay, let me rephrase this. I want to come on your slowest night of the week, and I want to bring people who are going to buy drinks and food, right, and free advertising for your venue. So it's not so we can speed up your slowest night of the week. I want to provide tips for your employees. I had to leverage this group that I had to concept sell this to the venues so that they would allow me to have the space and they would reserve it and block it off for us. So the first restaurant did it, the second restaurant did it, and then Bogey's did it, and it's. The bigger the fish tank analogy where the fish only get as big as the tank. Right, yeah. That was the same with ours. So it only got as big as that first room, and then it only got as big. In the second room, we started busting at the seams and having to set up. The table was going out of the room at one point, and then Bogey's opened up, and that's the spot. And so now we're there, and we have anywhere from and it could be anywhere from 30 to 70 local professionals every week getting together, and new people all the time that are coming in. So it's been a huge blessing for me to grow myself and my brand here. But I've heard a lot of great things about what it's done for others. There have been people that came and that weren't busy, and they got so busy from their group they can't come anymore. And that to me is a success. I miss seeing them. I miss it. You know who you are, but I miss seeing you out there. But I love the fact that they got out and they got around good people, and good people found out about the good that they do, and they told other good people about it. Let's just help more people more often in more ways. And that's one of LegalShield's mantras of, I guess it was in beginning of 25 or into 24. The mantra was, we're going to help more people more often in more ways.
Oh, I like that.
And our CEO, said that from stage, and it hit everybody. And it's just like, wow, we should always be, no matter what we do, we should be looking at how to help more people more often in more ways. And again, seek and provide value, value will seek and provide for you. You sow, you reap what you sow. You plant good seed, you get good fruit. You plant bad seed, you get bad fruit. You don't plant any seed, you get no fruit.
Oh, right.
So most people get scared to plant the seed.
Right.
Like, what if it doesn't grow? What if it doesn't give me fruit? What if what if I don't get what I want out of this? That is the mindset that has to change.
Right. Yeah.
What if I don't get what I want? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Well, what if you do? What if you help somebody else get what they want? Zig Ziglar.
Right. Yeah.
You helping other people. I think it's Zig.
Yeah.
You helping other people get what they want. You will inevitably get what you want.
Yeah.
And so what I love about you and just so many other great people that we've been connected to through this group is there's a lot of people that are looking out for others.
Yes.
And what they need. It's a community. It's a family. I've talked about, Jeff Younger with the Shutter House, Pensacola, coming in while I was out of town, him and his wife went to the side of the interstate where my family was rear-ended and their car was totaled. And everybody was crying. I was crying because I couldn't be there. My wife was crying because she's, because it was a scary situation. And, I just looked at the location, who's closest to this location. And I knew kind of where people are based off of their business or their home if I've been there. And first person we reached out to was, Carson Younger, the son. And he said, my dad's at home, call him. And they went out there. And these are people that I met through a networking group.
Right. Yeah.
That is based around helping other people. And so it's a community, but it's almost like a big family.
Yeah. It's a tribe.
It is a tribe.
It's a tribe.
And one of my taglines is come to the Vibe to find your tribe.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
So it's called the Vibe at Pensacola, which stands for the very important business event.
Yeah.
VIBE.
I just learned that.
And I stole that from somebody else, but I gave him credit the first 3 times. Now it's mine.
Now it's yours. Yeah.
The Vibe. And then, Pensacola, and we're working on opening up the same thing, duplicating this in Panama City, Destin, Orange Beach, Mobile, Birmingham, and Huntsville coming soon. So
now, how did you go from Pensacola to all those locations?
I've been networking in all those locations.
One, then 2, but
I have customers in all those locations.
Okay.
And friends in all those locations, a couple of them. And then I've networked in all those locations, gone to events, met positive, impact-driven people. And so I want to help those people that don't do some of them do what I do, but they've joined the team to work with me. So I'm helping them create something in their market that will give them a platform to help others and let people know about what they do. But some of them are just really good people and some friends of mine that they love to come to the event in Pensacola, but it's a long drive. And so we were like, what if we started one over there? Would you promote it? And a couple of them were like, absolutely, I'll go. Yeah, I'd love to. So kind of, I have a few impact-driven people in all those locations that could do what that we're working on the process to duplicate what we've done here in Pensacola.
Now you're going through an expansion. Let's go back to when you started. You said you didn't have a whole lot of people show up in the beginning. What other kind of struggles did you have?
I knew what could happen if you got enough good people in the room.
Right.
So I also believe so much in what I do that I knew that no matter who was in the room, if we got to connect and they figured out what I was doing, it could help them.
Right.
So I believe so much in what I do for literally anybody, individual, family, business. Yeah. I could help them save money, solve problems, and protect the most important things that they have been working their whole life to have. And so I knew that regardless of how many people showed up or whatever, there'd be this infinity loop of impact.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't know how to explain that until Kevin Tuttle told me that. He's like, oh, that's his Infinity Impact Group. That's literally what they create. This all these spheres of this Infinity Impact loop. So I believed in what I do. I believed in the community. That there's a lot. I just kept realizing there's so many good people here. This is a great place. Right.
Well, the thing is, when you're starting groups, though, like I said, you started at the beginning, it was just you. And it was a little bit of a struggle there, getting started. And now you're exponentially growing. What kind of things are you telling your people that are starting these other groups? Here's how you can make it better. Here's what you might face as an opposition.
Yeah, well, I told them that a couple things, but one of them, nobody cares until they know that you care. Nobody cares about what you do until they know that you care about them. And even though there's a bunch of tough people out there that are like, strong-willed, and they pretend they have this facade, this front on that makes them seem hard to approach, but everybody cares about how people treat them, and they care about being seen, heard, and understood. And one of the first steps for the people that are going to run these locations and people that join our team to work with me, it's get out in your community. Get out at other events. Go to other people's events. Support them. Show up at their events. Show up at their ribbon cutting. Just show up.
Right.
And I know a lot of people say that's the first step. No, it's not really the first step. First step's getting over your fear of showing up. And then you show up.
Yes.
And fear of failure.
Right.
And stuff like that. You got to get over yourself.
Well, I remember the first time I went to a Vibe event, because I'm normally a wallflower. Like when I was younger, I couldn't order pizza over the phone, and so now I still sometimes struggle with that. But I remember I've grown a lot. Yeah. But I remember going in the first time to the Vibe event. I was standing outside of the room and I was like, I had to psych myself up. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I say? How do I look? Who are these people? And then when I walked in, I was like, I know half the people in this room. Like immediately my stress level went down. I was like, wow, my people.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah. And even now, even more so now that you're at Bogies, which I'm on my list to get to more often because it really is every time I do get to go, there's some impact, some people that I connect with or some people that I can help connect as an ambassador. I said, normally I'm shy and quiet, but as an ambassador for the chamber, I put on that red coat and I have purpose. Yeah, I have purpose and showing up. Like that's one thing I wanted to tell people too, is as ambassadors, we go to the ribbon cuttings and the grand openings and all that, but we want the community to go. It's not just the ambassadors, it's anyone in the community, anyone that's part of the chamber, anyone that knows it, come to the events. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get out in the community and figure out and think about when you meet good people that do good work or they're honest, they're hardworking, they solve everybody solves a problem, but if you could figure out what problem people solve, and then you're the first person to connect them to somebody that you see that has that problem. Who do you think that person is going to reach out to next time they have another problem with something else or another need? They're going to come to you.
Right.
So, I was planning to come here and be the protector, but then I realized I need to be the connector first. So now I'm the connector and protector.
And you definitely are. Like I said, your name comes up very often. Like you need to know somebody, ask Andy. Absolutely. Now, so with all these events in mind, tell us what are some tips and tricks for navigating an event?
Planning or going?
Going to an event.
Okay. So if you're going to an event and you are in sales or own a business or you network for your job, you need to have a plan of how many people, because you go into a room of 20, 30, 40, 80 people.
It's overwhelming.
Like it can be overwhelming for a lot of people. I'm more of an extroverted introvert, so it's even overwhelming for me sometimes, but I've kind of just built that muscle up and I realized you can change. You can change. Yeah. If you're an introvert, okay, you and you're in a career that requires you to excel. Like you want to excel at a higher level, you're gonna have to develop some extroverted tendencies and build that muscle up, and you can become unstoppable. And you can start realizing, even if you're drained afterwards, like I'm drained after a lot of these events that I go to, especially if I'm hosting it. My gosh, but I don't think about it as much as I used to. Before I get up and speak, before I'm talking about me, I do sometimes get a little nervous. I'm like, oh no, what was I going to say again? But when it comes to just connecting everybody and like
right.
running the event. I'm not scared of that anymore.
Right.
So have a plan of the type of who's talking to your customers, who's already in the door at your customer for you. For me, I love talking to CPAs, to insurance brokers, to business coaches, commercial bankers. For me, my buyer persona is a business owner because I can protect the business entity, the family of the business owner, the employees of the business, and then get referrals to other business owners because I got it for my business. I saw the value first for my company before I saw it for me or my employees. So for me, that's the easiest person for me to talk to. So who's talking to my easiest customer?
Right. Okay.
The one that I can connect with right away, but sometimes it's the hardest one to get to. So who's talking to my different advisors, commercial lenders, but regardless, for you, if you're a realtor, everybody's my customer, but if I'm marketing to everybody, nobody's my customer.
Right.
Right. So for me, it's somebody that owns a business or that's self-employed. For realtors, or let's just use an HVAC company for an example. If you have an HVAC company, you do heating and air, who's already in the house or who's already in the commercial building? The cleaners, commercial cleaners, residential cleaners, the plumbers, the electricians, the roofer, the realtor. Home service industry is really easy to know who you want to meet in a room. Right. So you figure out who's already talking to your customer, who's already in the room with them, who's at the table with them, and just know, okay, I'm going to this event. There's 25 people here. I'm an electrician. I'm going to connect to the HVAC company, the plumbing company, the other trades. I'm going to connect with people in the trades. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to meet 3 to 5 people that are in the trades.
So that gives you an idea.
So you have a plan. You have a mission.
To all the people.
Yes, or just listen to people talk. And if you see name badge or somebody, you hear people speak and it's 50 people in there and they all go around the room and somebody says, I have a plumbing company. Well, plumbing companies don't normally do electrical. So I'm going to go and I'm going to meet that guy and I'm going to meet that realtor, and you just go. So 3 to 5 people at every single event. If you grow your list by 3 to 5 people a week, like solid connections. Or if you go to multiple per event, let's say you go to 2-3 events a week and you connect with 5 people each one of those events, that's 15 new contacts per week.
Right.
The average person can't really build relationships with more than 15 people a week, but you can reach out and connect and have a short conversation, have coffee with them.
Rolling.
You can book your whole month up with going to a handful of events, 2 weeks, the compound effect. I don't have time it's hard for me to have coffee with people like I used to. I was going to coffee like 3 to 5 times a day.
Wow.
About 4 to 5 times a week.
No wonder you're such a go-getter.
I moved here with about 7,000 contacts in my phone.
Yeah.
Because I've just naturally been it's a lot. But after doing what I'm talking about and creating the event and all that, but going out to other people's events, supporting them, complimenting them, connecting with them and the other people there, and inviting people that I think would be a good fit to come and meet all of us.
Right.
My contacts have grown in 3 years, over 10,000 contacts in my phone.
Goodness.
I wasn't looking at that. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was just doing the stuff, doing the activity. And I looked back at my phone the other day when we were on the podcast with Neil, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's over 1,000 new contacts per year.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Wow.
It's possible.
Wow.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Run of Show. And a special thank you again to this season's title sponsor, Roxy. Her band Password Reset and her company Crystal Soundstage Productions is your go-to for live sound, production support, and creating unforgettable experiences at your events. You can find Run a Show on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps the show grow. Now, let's get back to our conversation with Andy.
Yeah.
I want to grow up and be like you. Even though I'm older. Yeah, I want to grow up and be like you.
Thanks. But have a plan. Have a plan. Don't be afraid. Know who even if you don't know who your buyer is, your ideal buyer, who's talking to your ideal buyer, just go meet a handful of people.
Right.
Get to know them. Relationships is what it's all about. It's not about, don't be the most interesting person in the room. Be the most interested in other people and what they do.
Yeah.
and why they do what they do.
Yeah.
Or you might say, you might meet somebody and they say something like, oh man, I bet you love that. And then they might tell you, no, I'm actually looking for something else.
Right.
So if they're looking for something else, they hate their job. They're not fulfilled. They don't have any purpose. They don't find purpose in what they do. Is that really who I want to send my person to do the work? No, I'm going to be like, well, what are you looking for? What do you like to do? Now my mission is not to give that person a referral. It's to find somebody. It's to see if I can refer that person to a good company to work for.
Absolutely.
Based on what they enjoy doing. And so again, you're just becoming the connector.
Yeah. Now, have you heard of this gal her name is Vanessa Von Edwards, I think is her name. But she was talking about, they did a study. She does the science of people. And the most popular kids in school were the ones who were friends with all the people. They were going down the hallway, saying hi to everybody, high-fiving, just everybody. They, like you said, be interested in people. Yeah. The most popular people in the school where they were doing the study, the ones who were most outgoing towards other people.
And you know why? It's because that made other people feel special.
Right. Yeah.
The most important word to anybody, as we learned through Dale Carnegie training,
their
is their name.
Yeah, absolutely.
So remembering people's names, looking at them in the eyes. Even if you're a kid or an adult, giving them a high five.
Right.
Hey, Tanya, good to see you. Or a hug or a selfie or whatever. Regardless, it just makes people feel better to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be heard.
Now,
so I like part of my mantra is like, I want everybody that meets me to be seen, to feel seen, heard, and protected.
Right.
And connected.
Uh-huh.
So I want to make sure that people feel seen, because people love being seen, even shy people. And there's people that don't like, they pretend to not like recognition, not like winning awards. That's a lie. Yeah. Everybody loves recognition. Babies cry for it. Men die for it. Everybody loves being recognized for who they are and for what if they've done something good. Or whatever. So so that's whenever I started realizing, that's whenever I started doing the certificates for people at the group that started talking, that shared with the group, and I give them a certificate. It doesn't cost me much, but it's like, hey, thank you for being, a valuable member of the Vibe community. Right. We appreciate you, always finding ways to help more people more often in more ways. And, signed by me, and their name and company
That's
on
awesome.
it. And
Yeah.
just a little, it costs nothing to be nice.
I have a wall full of certificates.
And we hang them up.
I hang all of them up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
now tell us, what is the best way for someone to get a hold of you if they wanted to talk about LegalShield?
Yeah.
Or if they wanted to come to one of the Vibes or get.
It doesn't really matter. You have questions about anything we talked about, more than welcome to reach out to me. Shall I give them my number? You can text me, call me. Just don't do it after hours.
Right.
But no, it doesn't matter. If you can text me anytime. My direct number is 205-451-6848. So 205-451-6848. Andy at AndyEntrekin.com is my email address. Andy, A-N-D-Y, at ANDYENTREKIN.com. That's my email address.
And we'll put all of that in the show notes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely put that in the show notes. But if they want to reach out to me about what I do, I love having just quick discovery calls. I have a few questions that I ask to even see if it's a good fit or not. Right. So it's a very simple process if people are interested in seeing how it can help them or their business or help with their employee retention. Employees will come to a job for the pay, but they'll leave for better benefits somewhere else. Right. So even though I don't do the other benefits, but I'm partnered with people that do. So all of my customers get introduced to my team over here of resources to make sure that their company has everything they need, from payroll to bookkeeping to the benefits, health insurance, all the ancillary and voluntary benefits. So I come in, with what I do as the specialist with these two services, but then also make sure that everything else is good for their business. So we can help more businesses be more healthy. It affects the families that are employed there. It affects the kids that are being raised by those people that are being affected by their job.
Three-legged stool that they talk about.
So I just desire to have a healthier business communities because I believe that's what drives not just the economy, but the school system, everything relies on how healthy are the employees and the companies that they work for.
Right, absolutely.
It affects the home and everything. So if we just help more people, more often, in more ways. We'll make the world a better place.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Now, speaking of helping more people, I have thrown out a challenge. So if you don't know, Andy is also an ambassador with the Chamber, the Pensacola Chamber with me. And the podcast, I really want to get people on the podcast so we can get to know them. And I know more about you now than I did before, which is great. And so I've thrown a challenge out to all of the ambassadors because we have 3 teams. All right. What team are you on? You're in the red?
The middle one.
No, the
one
blue one.
Blue
team. Yeah, blue team. So I'm on the green team. And I put out a challenge to all the ambassadors to see which team will show up more.
Okay. All right. The podcast?
The podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I want to get every single one of the ambassadors
I got some people
on
to
the
call
podcast.
this afternoon.
Yes. I sent out emails and I told Fran she was going to send out some emails. So I'm on the green team. And I've got Eldon and I've got Fran. And Eldon's been on the podcast. And now you've been on the podcast. Let's see. Roxy. She's been. Susan, adore you. Crystal Duncan. Elite Veteran Evaluations. Pensacola Better Bodies. Oh, gosh. Who else? I'm going to miss some people. A bunch of people. I need to make a list.
PJ's Coffee.
Yes. Michelle from PJ's Coffee. Yeah, her podcast comes out in a couple of weeks. But not everybody, not yet.
All right, we'll get there.
We got to get there.
And Bobby and
Bobby and all of them.
Corey.
And Corey has already been on the podcast. He already has.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
And
So I'll
Neil will
spread the
be
word.
on soon. Yeah, spread the word, and y'all look out for that. We're going to have each one of, and because all the ambassadors are so great, so great. Now, tell me, what words of wisdom would you like to leave our listeners with?
Ooh, words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be old man wisdom, like Mickey throws out. You don't have enough gray hair for that.
I cut it off. No. So one of my mentors, there's a clue. I have a lot of mentors. Not a lot, but I have a handful of people that are more successful than me, that are older than me, that have been through more things than me, that I surround myself with and I talk to on a regular basis. Because I want to learn, I'm the guy that bragged about in my my younger years about learning stuff the hard way. I thought that was cool to just bootstrap.
Right.
If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Well, yeah, it is. It is. I do believe that success and failure rises on leadership and it starts with me. If things in my life are failing, it's my fault. If things in my life are winning, it's my fault. It's not my fault, but that's the way I see it. And I believe that you don't have to learn everything the hard way.
Okay.
You surround yourself with people that have been there and done that and learn from them. And just decide I'm going to learn from other people's mistakes and not my own.
Right.
Learn from your own mistakes too, but surround yourself with positive people who believe in you, who want to see you win, and who are willing to mentor and check you and hold you accountable. Yeah. If you have big goals for 2026, 3 things that you definitely have to be to reach those goals that we can all apply to anything is we have to be intentional with every activity, every action, everything we do, every conversation. We have to be intentional. We have to be accountable to some people that are holding us accountable to make sure that we're checking in. It could be your spouse or significant other. That's one of them. It could be another person in your career, your field. It could be a mentor. Probably have multiple levels of accountability, so you can't slip through any of the cracks. And then discipline, which doesn't matter which order you put it in, but you have to be disciplined to do the things that you need to do that are the key point indicators to make sure that you do this, you'll get this result.
Right.
Most things in business and life are easy to do and easy not to do. It's easy to go to the gym,
and it's
easier not to go.
Yeah.
Right. But if my commitment, if I'm committing to be intentional, to exercise more, to build muscle or be healthier, or keep our heart in good health, I'm going to be intentional to do that. I need to be accountable to other people. So having a workout partner is great, and then be disciplined to keep for the consistency.
Right.
So whatever it is you're trying to do in life, family or business, intentional, discipline, and have accountability. And you'll have that. You'll have success with that. Put other people's needs before your own, and your needs will always be met carefully. I'm not saying put. Yeah, we have to. But if you help enough people win, you inevitably will be a winner.
Right.
And so I want more people to win. I want more people to have stories and have all the success and the in life and business that they desire. And just what I've learned over my 15 years of being self-employed is that you have to help other people. You help other people get what they desire. Your desires are taken care of. So find a way to do that. If your job isn't allowing that, find one that does. If your business isn't allowing that, find one that does. You can change. You can start today. You can change today. It's a decision. So the biggest separation of success is about, 8 inches. It's like the width of your brain. Right. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. Yeah. And I've changed my life a couple times.
Right.
And my mind had to change.
Right.
My mind had to change, and I had to take accountability for the things that I had done that got me to where I was. And if you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same result over and over again. Mm-hmm. So do the right things, you'll get the right result. Do the wrong things, you get the wrong result. If you don't recognize that in your mind, then you'll keep doing the thing. If you don't like the result, you got to change the activity. Right. So I could keep going. I listen to audiobooks and personal development stuff every day. I love music, like we talked about earlier. Uh-huh. But whenever I realize that all the driving I'm doing, I could be listening to things and learning things that I didn't learn before. Mm-hmm. And I never was a huge fan of school growing up. Mm-hmm. I like to work, and I didn't like to study. But now I realize the more that I learn, I need to learn more. And so I just consistently learning about different.
What book are you reading right now or listening to?
Right now, I'm re-listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
And
classic.
Also, the book I think I gave you, or
How
Quality
to Buy
Roofing.
Back Your Time.
Yeah, Buy Back Your Time, Dan Martell. And oh my gosh, I read the Bible every day.
Most important book, right?
And then I'll tell you the other one that I'm listening to right now is oh my gosh, Content-Based Networking and Your Best Year Ever.
Okay.
And Drive. And I'm listening to, I try to listen to like 15 to 20 minutes a day of 2 to 3 different books.
Feed your brain.
Yeah. I'm going back through Atomic Habits too for like
I've read that one.
For like the 8th time to make sure that I'm developing healthy habits. Make it easy. Yeah. So I set out my gym clothes the night before.
Right.
So whenever I wake up, I can go in, I know right where they are. I can go in the closet while it's dark and not turn the light on to wake up my wife. And I know right where my gym clothes are. I can grab those.
No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. Habit stacking. Oh my gosh. It's so good.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
So
Atomic Habits is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being with me today and taking the time out of your busy schedule. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Hey, you know what? Last thing. Sorry.
No worries.
I can't not say this.
Yeah.
Everybody is searching for purpose in what they do, in some form or fashion. They might not even know that they might not even know what they're searching for, but they just feel this need, this void. Maybe it's in their career, maybe it's in their relationships or family, whatever. I believe that the only way to truly have purpose and success in life, not just business, but life, is to do that through a relationship with Jesus Christ. And every single one of us, regardless of what we believe, Jesus died for all of us, and he loves all of us, and there's purpose in that. And so that's where I find my purpose, not in what I do, but who I am as a child of God, paid and bought for by the blood of Jesus. So I wanted to share that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do so.
Absolutely.
But that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest key to my success is I know who I am because I know whose I am, and what other people say doesn't affect me like it used to after that. Before that, it meant everything. What people thought of me, what people said about me, it meant everything. But then after that, there's only one person that I want to impress and glorify, and there's only one person that I want to get one other person on earth that I want to get approval by, and that's my wife. You know, and they make my kids proud. But that's my biggest takeaway of everything. Awesome. But so thanks for letting me share that.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on.